served most of my Army career in our Special Operations Forces. I served in the 3rd Special Forces Group as a communications, intelligence, and operations sergeant. I served as a senior instructor at the U.S. Army John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School, and then finished my Army career working in the U.S. intelligence community. On my last combat rotation to Afghanistan in 2011, as General Hammond shared, I lost my team sergeant, Master Sergeant Benjamin Bittner, in a place called Mushan in the Panjwai district of Kandahar province. Ben was an absolute legend in the 3rd Special Forces Group, and he was the heart and soul of our team. As the intelligence sergeant, I felt responsible in many ways for Ben's loss. I stepped into Ben's role and I led the team as the team sergeant for the remainder of that rotation. And when I got home, at first, things were fine. But I began to struggle with substance abuse and post-traumatic stress disorder. I slowly began to disengage from my life. I began drinking alcohol to just stop feeling anything. I stopped interacting with my family. I lost sight of my purpose. I didn't want the responsibility of keeping people safe anymore. Right up to the end of my Army career, those seeking mental health care just didn't feel like a feasible option, not just because of the stigma associated with seeking that care sometimes, but also because of real-world operational considerations that made seeking care very difficult. In 2017, I unsuccessfully attempted to end my own life as the shadows of anxiety and of depression closed in around me. So I left the Army in 2019, and I landed relatively well. I found work at a large technology company, and from the outside looking in, things looked great. You know, I have a nice house, I have nice cars, my kids are awesome and handsome, and you know, all these people down here, they're good-looking people. But on the inside, you know, I was always afraid. You know, I couldn't sleep. I was drinking just to make it through the day. And one day I overheard my wife and my oldest daughter, Nia, talking, and she shared with her mother that she wanted her old dad back. She missed how engaged I was with the family, how I used to spend more time with them. And it was her desire, along with the unwavering support of my wife, that drove me to seek treatment at home base. I arrived here, as General Hammond shared, in Boston on September 11th, 2021, exactly 20 years after the attacks that solidified my intent to join the military in the first place. I'm not sure what I expected, but what I received at home base was elite, life-saving, understanding, and holistic care that gave me invaluable tools and skills to help me want to get up in the morning and fight for my life each day. I received the equivalent of over a year of therapy over the course of just 14 days of the intensive care program. I learned new thinking approaches and tools to help reduce my anxiety, and I got critical help with my very real substance abuse issues. Home base also connected me with the Veterans Administration and made sure that I would have support when I arrived back at home. And one of the most powerful parts of the program was how they engaged with my wife, Kala. Kala is the strongest woman that I have ever met. I love you, babe. And, you know, the team at home base brought her into the healing process so she could learn and understand more about what I was going through, and so that I could understand what she was experiencing as she was trying to hold our family together. It was hugely validating for her to be able to meet and interact with other family members who were supporting loved ones undergoing treatment. Today, my family and I are on the road to a place of healing and hope. No one's life is perfect, but I'm in a place where I want to live mine. Every day in this country, 22 veterans and service members decide that they don't want to keep fighting. Some of my brothers and sisters decide that waking up and living another day is just too much. This country needs home base, and we need you. We need to balance the equation. You remember from your early math classes, hopefully, that when you see an equation, he's nodding no, he doesn't remember. But you have an equation and you have to balance both sides of that. When we ask people to go somewhere and protect our interests globally, when we ask them to do hard things to keep us safe and keep things peaceful, we're automatically signing up as a nation to balance that equation in terms of providing the support that they need when they come back to us broken physically and mentally. We owe them. It's because of their sacrifices that our country is bound to them, and we as citizens have a collective obligation and responsibility to care for those who have given us so much.